What does it look like to be deeply rooted in Christ in a world of cultural chaos? Welcome to the Equip Podcast. I'm Mark Vance, the lead pastor at Cornerstone Church of Ames, and each week we want to look at core biblical truths that will equip you to live a life of faithfulness, to be salt and light wherever Jesus has called you. Welcome to the Equip Podcast. Howdy to all of you. I am joined by two very, very special guests here today. So on my right here, I have the wonderful Brenna Van Cleave. Brenna, you want to say hi to all the people out there? Yes.
Everybody.
And then on my left, if you watch the video, I have my son, Owen Vance.
Yeah.
Okay, great, Owen. Good job introducing yourself on here. This is going to be really fun for me. So Owen and Brenna are joining me because at Cornerstone, we're doing a series on the seasons of life and learning how to live in wisdom. We just had our first of the season's messages looking at the season of youth, where you are in the spring of life, full of vitality, and your task is to grow in wisdom. And I wanted to have Owen, you, and Brenna on in part because of any kids at Cornerstone Church that I've watched grow up and grow in wisdom, you two are like the biggest case study in my life because I've literally watched you from littles all the way through to big people, adults.
Big people.
Yeah, not like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
not like extra weight, but larger, taller, older. So I'm really excited that you guys are with me on this, and I'm really proud of you guys because you really have grown in wisdom and in godliness, and I love watching what God has done in you. And here's like the aim. My goal is I want to let maybe parents like me get a little window into the life of teenagers who are genuinely trying to grow in godliness, but also living inside of a world that is different in some ways than the world that I grew up in. I didn't grow up as a teenager with a smartphone. I didn't grow up with the internet. I didn't grow up with social media. All of the things that you guys have like immersing around you in life were unfamiliar to me as I was growing up. And so I think there might be some insights in wisdom that could help both parents and peers, but just what does it look like to try to grow in godliness in the world in which we live right now? So here's the first of the questions that I've got for you guys. We started by saying there are three themes to how you grow in wisdom. You want to pursue wisdom by pursuing like godly sources of wisdom, looking outside yourself, not inside yourself. Secondly, we talked about building great godly friendships, and I had a big stress on Cornerstone Youth inside of that. And then the third one that we talked about in terms of growing in godliness is just simply cultivating godly habits, not just pursuing sinful lusts. So I want to talk a little about each of those three. Okay, so first one, Noah and Brenna, either of you guys can take this first, is listening to sources of wisdom. And so where have been sources of like godly wisdom that have really helped you guys as you've grown up? So just reflect on your growing up years a little bit. Who did you look to? How did you relate to them? And where has that benefited you in life?
I can go first. Well, one obviously was you.
Thank you, Owen. That's very kind.
You and Mom I've probably looked to the most for questions. Like I have many questions about any topic. I'll just go to you or Mom and ask, like, why is evil happen in the world or something like that, or channel questions. But also, youth leaders.
Mm-hmm. Who have been some for you through the years, Owen, that you look back on in the Cornerstone Youth realm that have been really like helpful, influential for you?
I'd say Sam Bowman.
Yeah, Sam was huge.
He was a pretty big part. He led a Bible study with me, some other guys, and led our youth group for a bit. He was a big part. Zach Johnson.
Yeah, Zach
Shout
was
out
huge.
Zach. Simeon a bit. Josh Trifanoff.
Yep.
Like, Josh has been a very, very good. Like, as soon as he got here, he invited me and some other guys over, like, several times to just do a deep Bible study, talk about the Word, and really just our lives and give us wisdom to live our lives better.
I've noticed, too, and I'm sure this is true for you, too, Brennan, like, the ones who've had the greatest influence on you, Owen, is like, yeah, we've showed up on Wednesday night, but it's been the connection outside of that a lot of times where it's like, we talk about things on Wednesday night, but Josh, it's been like hanging out with him and Kim at their house and talking about things where they've been able to, they invited you not just to a Bible study, but into their life. And I think that's been really a humongous source. What about for you, Brenna, on that?
I would say similar. Parents for sure. They've been super influential and just available. to be able to answer questions. And yeah, anything I'm curious about, I can just ask them about that. And then we did family dinners every night, or we do them. And we'd always have good conversation then where we can just ask whatever. And then also youth leaders. And I think going off what you said, like even on a Wednesday night, instead of just the 30 minutes where we have small group, it's talking to them after that or during a message, just like connecting with them more and choosing to connect with them instead of just answering the questions that they ask us in small group.
How do you balance, like, you talk about like family dinner, and Owen, we've had a lot of conversations through the years too. You guys are busy. I honestly think you're busier than I was as a kid. Although I don't know. I mean, maybe my parents would say different than that. But it feels like there's a certain point in time, maybe it's like your junior year when you start to
sophomore,
junior year, sports get bigger, but it's not just sports. It's just everything. There's like way more stuff that sometimes like mom and I will talk Owen and be like, have you seen Owen in a day or two? I'm like, I think I did yesterday. You know, like we literally don't know what everything, we can't keep up. So how have you balanced like just trying to grow in wisdom with being busy and having a lot going on?
You can
somehow it gets put in the calendar. I think it's just finding the different people in the different areas that you're involved in. Like both me and Owen are on the track team, and we have amazing coaches and upperclassmen that maybe aren't pushing us in our walk with Jesus, but they're also pushing us in like our character and building us up. And then at youth group, we have godly people that we can turn to. And then we have really close friends who are all growing in godly ways with us. And so in every area, it's like you just have to find people and choose to find wisdom instead of just going to the things and doing them. You have to actually want to grow in them and find ways to.
You've been very, very intentional with that, though, too, Brenna. And that's something to commend you in. Like, I think you can just show up to stuff. You know what I mean? Like people can just show up, and if you're on the track team, you could find people who don't pursue godliness and just throw the time away. You could do the same thing in youth, honestly. Almost everything is what you make of it. Talk to me a little about friendship. I'm going to go Owen for you first, and you, Brenna, for you first. I think friendship, I look back now at 43 on my teenage years, and it was like the friends I had I'm a product of them. That's the stories of my life that I share. You have a word for the stories that I share. I can't remember what you call them. Like these memories where you feel like you have to make equivalent memories of things or whatever. But you guys have all these friends as well that you've gained through the years. Where have the best friends in your life come from? And what do you think has deepened friendship the most for you guys as you've gone through your teenage years? What would you say to that, Owen?
I think really I've gotten friends from just only two places, and it's sports and youth. And the deepest friends have came from youth. But they came from sports first. Like I started from sports, and then because of sports, they came to youth with me, and then they got deeper and deeper from youth group. And so I think, sports can like bond you because it's like a bunch of hard work. But also you're just spending a ton of time
it's time,
with them.
Time. Yeah.
And like you said in your message, you just got to show up for people. And that's what builds stronger friendships. It's not these fun or amazing once in a lifetime like hangouts or something. Is just time and lame hangouts sometimes. But
it is somewhat true. Lame hangouts are important to friendship.
They are.
And so sports, there's a lot, especially track. Track's been the main sport for me.
Very social sport.
And there's a lot of just
you're
downtime.
running for like 2 minutes. And then you're
talking the rest
of the time in the bus, or you're like in the rain yesterday at Jim Duncan and like, well, what are you up to? Okay, we got 3 hours before our next. I'm freezing right now. Yeah. What about for you, Brenna? Would you say similar?
Yeah, I would say similar. And I think I'm the closest with them because we do track and youth and all these things together. So we are together all the time. That's one thing that will be interesting in college is in high school, you are kind of force-fed your friends. Like if you're on a team, those are your friends for that season. If you're in youth, like your small group is your friends. So in college, it'll be like find your friends on your own. But Yeah.
Do you feel nervous about that? Let's talk a little bit, because you guys are both, you're 18. You're both going to be graduating high school in a little over a month.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to think about. And you talked about that. It's really interesting to move from high school forward because you've been force-fed friendships. Like you're just stuck. Yeah. No one will be driving you to youth or to SALT. You're going to have to get there. I'm not checking in on you guys. I mean, secretly I will, because I employ all the people who will be overseeing you. But this is the first time where it's like, if I don't do this, no one makes me do this. So does that feel nerve-wracking, exciting? Like, how do you feel on that, Brenna?
I think both. I think I'm really excited to find new friends. Not that I don't love my friends now. I love them a lot. And honestly, we'll probably carry on the friendship because a lot of us are going to Iowa State. But it'll just be a different type of friendship.
For sure.
I think it'll be more intentional and, like, deeper just because it's our choice to be with those people. But it is nerve-wracking. Like, we're going to have to go to SALT with 2,000 people and try to narrow it down to find the right people and just talk to a ton of people to see who is the right fit. But it'll be fun and exciting. Definitely different than now. But
definitely different.
Yeah, it'll be sad to leave. We have a really good friend group, so it'll be really sad to leave that.
What do you think on that, Owen? Are you excited about it? Nervous about it?
Yeah, I would agree. It's a bit of both. I like what you said. It's like you're trying to find the right fit.
Yeah.
And that's probably what I'm most, like, kind of nervous about. Not really nervous because, I mean, I lived in Ames for so long. It's like, I know this place. But, yeah, I want to find, like, the best people for me and just, like, best people overall. Yeah. And so I can be a little bit nervous about, are these the right people?
Yeah.
Do I actually want to spend 4 years or maybe even longer hanging out with these people?
Yeah.
But yeah.
It may be a little touch of that. We've talked about the dating side. Don't get caught up in trying to find a infinitely perfect soulmate. Yeah. Look for a good enough suitable mate, which I realize, like, I'm curious how you guys hear that, because it sounds a little bit like I'm saying, well, as long as he's not, cross-eyed and, weird, just go out with him. I'm like, you can have standards. You know what I mean? Like, you can do stuff there. But what I really am trying to do is say, bloom where you're planted. Like the soil grows best where you water it. And so friendships, a lot of times, guys, in college, you're like, did I get into the perfect C group? It becomes that group because you pour into the people, and you will attract those type of people. I find oddly like attracts like people who want to pursue the Lord. There's something like you'll get around and go, I think that person loves Jesus like I do. I think they want to run after Jesus. There's something attractive to that. And so, that like produces like, and just investing in the friends God puts in your path instead of thinking that. I do find sometimes freshmen get into that trap. They're like, I got to find the perfect group within 3 to 4 weeks, or I might be. No, you don't. You're going to figure that out. Yeah. It's going to take you a little bit of time. Yeah. Okay. Talk to me. I want some wisdom on a couple things that seem different to me. Okay. That I look at your age and often think this is unusual. One is you've grown up with smartphones, social media, the internet your whole life, basically. So how do kids your age use the social media phone thing? Yeah. Like help give us a lesson in like what are kids these days actually doing? Okay.
It's kind of
excessive time.
Yeah. there's different
access. Groups. Yeah, there definitely is.
It's like not all kids are just constantly spending 8 hours every day doom scrolling. Although I do see
there are people.
There are a lot.
If you're a parent, stop it, please.
And it really annoys me when I see like kids walk around school with the AirPods in. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
In high school they do that? I thought they had to take that out.
No, they just
Yeah.
It's like, bro.
Okay.
I would say they use TikTok and Instagram as entertainment. Okay. And then they use Snapchat as communication. If you ask any middle schooler or high schooler, they'll say, oh, Snapchat isn't social media. Like, I use that to communicate with people.
So it's like texting.
Yeah. And I personally have it, and I would say that is true. Like, it is just another form of communication. But I will say it can be used for a lot of harm. I have seen lots of people use it for, like, there's a thing called quick add, and so people will just show up on your stream and you can just add them. and all you see is a Bitmoji, so like you don't really know the person, anything about them, and people will just add them and start communicating with them. So that can be a ditch. And then it's a lot of notifications all the time, Snapchat is. And so I personally have turned notifications off, but I have seen on my friend's phone like so many notifications because you can have endless amount of people on there and they all will snap you. And it may not be a text or anything, but the fact that it's in a photo and they could be texting you makes you like check. And so yeah.
Do you feel like you have the notification thing is interesting to me because it feels like, okay, guys, you know me, like a lot of my life is spent, I have to read old books for a long time. So attention span is like a muscle that I work on.
Yeah.
And I notice I have to really work on that. And when I have endless notifications, it just, boom, breaks my concentration. Boom, breaks my concentration. It feels like I'm giving myself ADD.
Yeah.
You know,
literally.
with the notifications. Are you guys like, do you find your generation knows how to navigate this? Because I'm saying I'm watching like 40-year-olds like me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think we might be worse at this sometimes than you guys. Like, how do you see people controlling that?
Yeah, I've seen a decent amount of people like adapting to it. I don't think really anyone wants to spend 8 hours on their phone.
Yeah.
It's like they get trapped.
It really is an addiction.
Yeah.
Like they get trapped in it.
But yeah, a lot of my friends, they've downloaded we call Opal or Opal. I'm not sure which way to pronounce it, but it like, and they're setting their own time limits. Like they want to stop
Yeah.
Like
themselves.
the teenagers, though.
Yeah, the teenagers.
Yeah, because I
I
didn't
would
set that
say-
up for you.
Do you
Yeah.
feel like that's like our friend group or like in general? I would say our friend group, for those of you who don't know, are like people who go to our church often, are pursuing God. That's what I say when I say our friend group. But like, would you say it's other people too, like on our track team and like?
Yeah, I say a few people on our track team use it, and like other people, a few of my friends, but not everyone.
I would
uses
say
it.
that might be a sliver. My
Yeah.
experience says that's a high-performing sliver of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
It's similar
probably.
to, I was telling somebody, Owen, the other day, that I told you, I don't know what I told you. I think I told you it's a good thing to do hard and uncomfortable things.
Yeah.
And I probably have said that like over and over and over. I don't know how many times a week I say something like that. But, and then you took that seriously and like started cold showering.
Yeah,
You would do that.
And I'm like,
I do that.
do you still do that?
Yeah, whenever I get mad whenever I go to the showers at school and they're not cold.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Such a
like,
dumb
gosh dang it,
idea.
why is it hot?
Why? It's so miserable though.
No, well, yeah, I haven't done it as much anymore. I used to do it every day. Now
Oh,
I
my
just do
word.
it like once a week. And ice baths.
And
Ice
ice
bath.
I personally enjoy ice baths.
Yeah.
For
Like,
what reason?
I don't know. It's like
Oh, that's
good
so
to be uncomfortable
miserable.
every once in a while.
Yeah.
I
Also,
know it
me
is,
and Owen
but
have similar
you...
personality types.
Yeah,
so
that's
we're like,
true.
Yeah.
The firstborn driven thing. I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my word. You too. That's really funny. Okay, social media is one thing.
Yeah.
Dating scene. Let's talk
Okay.
dating scene for just a second here. And my biggest observation is that there is none. That doesn't seem that there's a big dating scene happening in high school. Whereas like when I look back on my experience in high school, it was a lot of that
Yeah.
happening. Talk to me on that. Is it like a lot of people dating? I think there's like a party type of scene still.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
even there doesn't seem like as big as when I was in high
Yeah.
school. Give me a couple observations on that.
I think with social media, they would call it a talking stage. And
What,
so,
the people who are
like, just our generation in general would call it a
you're
talking
like,
stage.
you're snapping at each other or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what
Snapping,
they call it?
Yeah.
communicating. You're basically dating without the title. And so I think people use
Are you
that.
doing things together, or are you just
Yeah.
talking on the device?
It depends. Middle schoolers talking on the device. High schoolers just depends.
Kind of.
But I would say that it's like a lack of commitment. So there is
Okay.
dating, but it's like the talking stage. So it's
It just stays
like,
there indefinitely.
Yeah, I would say. Or there's people who are dating and they're, I don't know. Yeah, they're just dating. But large numbers are not dating.
Would you say the majority would say, I have not dated in high school?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I think
Like,
pretty
At
large
or
majority.
are not dating at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
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 Like, you could name the people who are dating. at our school.
And
you have
we
how
go to
many?
Ames,
And we have
so we're
1,600.
Yeah, there's
people.
1,600 people in the school.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is still like a hot topic. Like everyone's always talking about, oh my gosh, did you see this person was with this person? And like, it's definitely still like present.
It's still present.
Yeah.
But it's not like, it's just a commitment thing, I feel like. Like nobody is like, oh, I'll just do this.
I think there's something of that that's right. I mean, it's high school. So you guys know my whole 0 to 5 dating scale stuff, which if people are listening to the podcast, I'm going to explain that quickly. Okay. So we use this word dating like for lots of different human activities. It's like the word love. Man, I love this barbecue sauce. I love Crystal. I love a sunny day. It's the same word, but for super different things. So when I was trying to like teach Owen and Reed and Avery about like what dating is, I was like, I don't even know how to explain. It's all totally different. So I was like, stage 0 is like, I need another human to go with me to homecoming. You know, it's like, there's nothing serious about this. I'm crushing. It's nice. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. I mean, goodness gracious, you should do that. Sure. Stage 1 is like, we go on dates. I've been on a date with this person. Stage 2 is like, we're dating. It's consistent, committed to that person. Stage 3 is we're seriously dating. Like we're thinking beyond now. Stage 4 is we're engaged. Stage 5 is we're married. So 0 to 5. And my observation was that when I was working with college students, and you guys will see this as you hit college, is because they start for the first time thinking beyond where they're at, they tend to think overly seriously, and so they overthink ever going on a date. Like they get asked to coffee and they're like terrified. They're overthinking it and they don't want to be rejected. So basically they will hold off forever talking to someone or asking someone out because they're like, well, what happens if this, I got to get the perfect. I'm like, just stop it. You're thinking way too hard about this. And so we've been trying to get people to date in the high school scene. When I come over to the youth scene, what I hear is this message: you should never date anyone that you wouldn't marry. And while I think that is like generally good advice, like don't hang out a ton with a non-Christian in that sort of way, what it actually sounds like, I think, to your generation might be, you should only think about marrying people. And I'm like, oh gosh, that's way too serious. It's like you eliminated stages 0, 1, and 2 of dating and just only have 3 through 5. And so because of that, sometimes really good Christian kids are like just thinking like they're somehow sinful and weird for having a crush on somebody. And I'm like, oh gosh, no, that's good. That's really godly and normal, and you should do that. Yeah. Does that react to that? How do you guys hear that with your age group? Because we just talked about like one of these big pivots you're coming up to is moving through these stages and beginning to think, I'm gonna start a family of my own someday. You know, how do you hear some of those dating wisdom pieces?
Yeah, I think for the Christian side at least, they think like if you're starting to date, that means you're like pursuing marriage. And it's like, when in reality it doesn't have to be like that at all. When you start dating, you're in a 1 or 2, you're not in a 3. And
especially not in high school. I don't even think anybody can be in a 3 in high school. Not now. But then people think it's illegal in Iowa. Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
That may not be true. I may have made that up.
You know.
But yeah, they just think it's like too serious. But then also, there's been like the book by Jonathan Haidt, Calling of the American Mind, and people are just more anxious, like you were saying. And they can get instant like pleasure, instant fun online or easily access on their phone at home, and they don't have to go out and seek relationships when they can get an easy dopamine hit at home.
Goes for like friendships too, like not just dating relationships, I would say.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit more, because I think the anxious generation, I hear the word anxious and I think like a feeling that I have sometimes. But I think Haidt means something deeper than that. He means like a generation that is afraid of failing nearly constantly and like super aware of it. And so they don't take initiative to do activities that they think might be difficult for fear of failing. Yeah. It's like pervasive. Do you see that come up in life?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that people are just like, I don't even know if they would say it's a fear, because like it doesn't feel like they don't have that feeling, but it is like I don't want to do like track because it's going to be too hard, and I may not have friends on the team. I may not be accepted by the coaches, all these things. So they just won't do it. I think also like with friendships, it's like, oh, I don't have to go out with them because I'm communicating with them online all the time. When it's like, no, like you build relationships face to face. Like you're not going to get the same level of deepness that you are when you are with them, that you are online. And so there is that fear of like, okay, like, I don't know, I'm going to be rejected maybe if I don't go to this thing or I do. Like, I think it's just overthinking. And then everyone's default is to just like isolate and not do the thing. I don't know if you want to add.
I don't think they're really thinking about it. Like,
it's just natural.
Yeah, it's like subconscious. You're subconsciously saying, I don't have to do this. I can easily do other things at home and take no pressure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's
I
no
can
risk.
get a dopamine hit with absolutely no risk in the real world of failure.
Yeah.
Which wires you to seek out pleasure that is not earned, but just like automatic with no risk.
I would say there's like a lack of like need for community. Like they don't understand the need for people who are going to like push you. And, or if they do have community, it's like just for a good time. It's not like, oh, I want to have a genuine relationship with you where we build each other up and like we're having, I don't know, good conversation. I'm with you in the highs and lows. It's like, oh, like, let's just go have fun, ride around, do things.
I think it's kind of been like a little bit over a decade of like that type of thinking based like because of social media being released in like 2011. And so I think now people are starting to realize that this is like messed up. And so that's where like you can kind of see revival starting because there's community in school and that's community in church, I mean.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
especially like Salt Company.
I think that's one of the biggest factors of what I see in Salt is a generation of your age gets to college and goes, I don't like this. I'm not doing the social media, not hang out with real people thing. I'm going to find real people. And the church is like one of the few places where like we actually really prioritize forming real, actual, meaningful relationships with people. I think it's a huge opportunity for the gospel.
Yeah, I can even see that specifically in our grade. It's like this year everyone's doing college classes. There's just so much going on your senior year that friends kind of gets put on the back burner for a lot of people. And I can just watch them all be like, oh, wait, like I don't have genuine friendships. And then they all just kind of like freeze and they're like, wait. Like, now what? Like, I just watched so many people who are put in that position, and it's just so sad. It's like, well, are you going to finish out your high school year, like, lonely and just focus on to the next stage of life where this could happen again? It's like, I don't know. It's just interesting.
I want to wrap up with you guys, and I'm going to give you a little bit of final word here. There's so much that you shared that is awesome, which is part of why I'm so proud of you guys and so grateful for you. You've genuinely pursued wisdom. The Bible talks about how when a man has a wise son or a wise daughter, it makes his heart glad. And you both have made my heart super glad watching you guys grow up. And so as you look back over this season of youth, you know, like I'm youth and I'm looking forward to this season of adulthood. I'm beginning that transition toward it. If you were talking like to your younger self, or imagine both of you guys help lead middle schoolers, you know, right now inside of our youth group. But what do you think you'd want to tell them from your experience? You're like, this is what I want for you. What would you tell them?
I have been thinking about that actually with the 8th grade boys I'm leading. Like, I want to like tell them that there's kind of two paths that they have because they're in 8th grade when they're going to high school and they're gonna split. Yeah. And my group has done that. I've watched it because I lived through it. Yep. And our group used to be like their group now is like 30 people, and my group used to be that same thing. Yep. And so like I want to like encourage them and urge them to like don't fall away from youth. You're gonna mess up your life if you do that. Yeah. Or like you were saying in your message, you build those like the rest of your life off your youth. Yep. And if you set yourself up for like for godliness or for sinfulness in your youth, it will produce fruit in your future. Yeah. And so like I wanted to encourage them because that's what I would have wanted to do to my group.
Yeah. Sticking with church seems at the time like such a small thing. Oh, I'm not walking away from Jesus. I just get a little busy sometimes, but it's so unbelievably significant. Yeah. What about you, Brenna?
Yeah, I would say definitely staying consistent in youth group. Because that's like where you'll find your people who are going to try to stay on the same path as you. When I went into high school, I did not realize like how many friends I would lose to the like party scene and like the other path. Like it was, I was like, why didn't anyone tell me that this was going to happen? And so obviously it wouldn't happen to everyone, but like for you to go into high school and like expect that is huge, because it, like, you do have to make a choice of if you are going to stay on the path that you've been walking, or choose what looks like the most attractive thing at the time. And so staying consistent at youth group and seeking wisdom in the places where it will give you, just fruit. I think I've learned that seeking wisdom in not just the Bible, obviously that's number one, but asking mentors, and there's so many good things on the internet now that we have that we can use, like podcasts, sermons, like everything is recorded that you can listen to. And so just digging into all of that and just learning and being curious and asking questions.
That's a really, really good point, Brenna. Like Owen and I often, like even yesterday, I sent him a podcast. I'm like, hey, you need to go listen to this. Oddly, the podcast ended up being explicit, not because of the content, but because the guy cussed sometimes. So I had to like give him permissions, all this stuff. But that's actually been a source of great wisdom, because we both listen to things, and he'll send me his thing, or we built like a whole like best podcast note of like, here's this giant note of all the best things we've ever heard.
Even our friends will send each other podcasts. We're like, listen to this, guys. It's so good.
Yeah, that's a great source of wisdom.
Yeah.
Well,
that's one of my favorite.
You guys have been a great blessing. I have huge hopes for you guys. You'll see it, Brenna and Owen, as you go to college, similar to what happened your freshman year. You go into college, and it's another one of those turning points where it's like, I have the path of wisdom, the path of the world. And I have great hope and belief in you guys, and I a strong confidence that you're going to continue just as you have to grow in wisdom. And thank you, both of you. I know you were a little bit nervous, but you did great. And there's so much that I would hope, not just the younger you, but a parent listening to this would be able to get a little window into ways that you can cultivate wisdom in the stage of youth and grow in wisdom in the spring of life. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for joining on the Equip Podcast. And a reminder, next week we go from spring, 0 to 20, to summertime. That's where you guys are headed next, the 20s and 30s of your life, where you are sweating it out and working hard, but learning to work according to God's wisdom. And so I'm really looking forward to unpacking that next week on the Equip Podcast. Owen, Brenna, great job. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.